we're gonna make the ultimate Israeli bread, the pita. It's a classic, it's very delicious, and super easy to make, really. And you can make this, if you're on a barbecue, you can make a fire and do it directly over the fire. We're gonna use a frying pan today, but very easy and very fun. So first we wanna add some water, best to measure, although you can also just try and get it right. So we wanna add some water. If you have time, it's nice if you add a little bit of yeast. You don't have to. If you just want to do it right away, you can do it and make it right away. But if you have a bit of time, nice to add a little bit of dry yeast. Best if the water's warm, it'll help the yeast activate. Now we've already got the water, so we want to add the flour. Best to measure if it's your first time. We're going to add in the flour. And I'm using bread flour, but you can use plain flour if you have. Mix it up, and you want it to be a nice dough. It should be firm enough that it'll hold a shape when you're frying it. Not rock hard, but firm enough. This is a bit shaggy. That's not really firm enough. So we're going to keep mixing. And you also want to add a little bit of oil, and you can do this at the beginning, or you can do it closer to the end so it coats the outside. And some salt for a little flavor. And we're just gonna keep mixing that up until we have a nice, beautiful dough. Now it's best if you have time to let it sit. You could let it sit for 20 minutes, you could let it sit for 2 hours, and when you let it sit, I like to cover it up with a moist towel so that it keeps it nice and fresh. So we've let the pita dough rest for 2 hours. It's nice and delicious and tasty, and now we're going to make it. So, like I said, you can do this in your house, would be fun, or you can do it outside on a camp stove. You can also do it over a fire, like if you just have a fire, you can just do it out on the fire. And you're gonna take a portion of dough. I'm gonna break up this piece that I have into 4. And first I'm gonna oil my hands. Get a little oil just on my hands, rub it in. The oil is really key to making sure that it doesn't stick, and also to helping it pull out nicely and smoothly. Don't worry if you get holes forming, whoops, or tears, you can stick them back together, and holes just make it all the more authentic. Shake it. And pop it on the heat. It should be quite cooked, properly cooked, and you can have a few darker brown spots. And that's how we know it's done. You can also use a flipper or a knife to flip it so you're not using your hands because you don't want to burn yourself. And we're gonna cook it up. It's best to eat it super fresh, nice and fresh, right off the fire. You can use it to scoop up all your favorite dips, your baba ganoush, your hummus, your labneh. You can scoop up all of these things with your pita. That's super fresh and super delicious.